What's up, people? Joe Winko here, your favorite Hawaiian guy, and here's my next episode of Joe Winko Talk. So, this episode of Joe Winko Talk is basically going to be about some really stupid stuff that's been going on lately. Not stuff with me, but stuff with the internet that's been going on lately that I'm kind of upset about, and I wanted to do a video about it. So, the first thing I'm going to be talking about is Article 13. It's a law that's passing in Europe. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of it because it was blasted all over the internet. However, I've been hearing less about it nowadays. I didn't really do much research on it, to be honest, but I basically know what it is. It's only going to be effective in Europe, and basically, what's going to happen with Article 13 is that it's going to make the websites responsible for copyrighted content. Basically, you're not going to be allowed to post copyrighted material on the internet. Not just on YouTube, but also copyrighted pictures or stuff like that, like cartoons, memes, or memes as people call them. You're not going to be allowed to post those at all because they're considered copyrighted content. And all the websites are going to automatically take them down because they're all going to be scanned through a database. And in all honesty, I really think that's stupid. From what I remember reading, this law also applies to video games as well, and I think that's even more stupid. I mentioned this on my playthroughs for SimCity 4 in the United States of Joe Winko, that Europe is thinking about passing this law, and it really upsets me. Seriously. But I honestly don't think that this law is going to be in effect for very long because, first of all, it's a really stupid idea not allowing anyone to post copyrighted content on YouTube. Because the thing is, the reason why they're so strict with copyrighted content on YouTube is because they think it causes artists to lose revenue and lose money when their stuff gets posted online and everything. However, that's not exactly true because, say for example, I make a video and I have this song playing in the background and someone hears that song and they think, oh, I like that song, I should go get it. So then they go to iTunes and they buy the song off of iTunes. They would have never heard that song if it wasn't for them listening to it in my video. Or if they see someone playing a video game and that person thinks, oh, that video game looks fun, I should get it. They would have never knew about that video game if it wasn't for the playthrough that person was doing on YouTube. And in addition to that, for video games, a lot of times when people decide whether or not they should buy a video game, they watch playthroughs for it on YouTube first and see if the game is fun enough. But if they can't see that because it's copyrighted material in Europe, they're not going to buy it at all. And I read that this article is going to, like, seriously destroy European YouTubers like PewDiePie, who was one of the most subscribed people on YouTube. And in all honesty, I really don't watch PewDiePie at all. Please don't hate me for that. But I think that's unfair. I think he should be allowed to post his gaming videos if he likes them. And he's making his living off of them too. In all honesty, I never get paid for my YouTube videos. I never made 1 red cent off of any of my YouTube videos. Just want to make sure you guys are all aware of that. And I don't want to make money off my YouTube videos either. It's just a hobby. But that's worthy of a whole new episode of Joe Winko Talk that I plan on doing eventually. But overall, I think the people in charge of all this stuff, they need to pipe down. I mean, seriously, this is such a stupid idea. It's like they're trying to get us back into the Dark Ages. Seriously. What good is that gonna do? That's honestly all I have to say about Article 13, because there's even more stupid stuff that's been going on. So apparently YouTube got this bright idea to stop all the channels of people under 18 to not receive comments. Like, say that you're a kid and you're starting a YouTube channel and you're under 18 and you post a video of yourself talking about stuff like how I talk about stuff. If YouTube finds it they will disable the comments. The reason why is because they're worried about creepy people stalking the kids on YouTube. And that honestly pisses me off, and I think it's really unfair. Like, that rule on YouTube doesn't really affect me at all because I'm not a kid anymore. I'm 23 years old, in case you're all wondering. However, when I first heard of that new rule on YouTube, I thought back to my early days on this YouTube channel, Winko567, when I first started doing my episodes of Joe Winko Talk back when I was 17 years old. If they disabled the comments on my videos back then, when I was 17 years old and I couldn't learn what people think of them or read people's thoughts on them or anything, I would be pretty pissed off about that. Because that's the whole point of my channel, to share my stuff with people and to start a conversation with people about what goes on in my crazy autism mind. And I think that's really unfair. And I think it's a stupid idea. I honestly think a better idea would be to educate the kids posting on YouTube that there's a lot of dangers that can come in when someone contacts you by watching your videos, and when someone tries messaging you and everything, to be very careful and very safe on that. That's honestly a much better idea than disabling all their comments, because what if a kid is trying to make money off their YouTube videos and they can't make it off their YouTube videos because the comments are disabled? I'm not really sure how the YouTube monetization works. I always thought that, like, the more comments you get on your videos, the more you get paid. I'm not sure if that's views or if that's comments, but I remember hearing that it was comments that the YouTubers make money off of. But then because of this stupid new rule, they're not able to get comments on their videos. What the heck is up with that? It doesn't really upset me that much, but I did think it was unfair, and I did want to throw in my 2 cents about that, so that's why I brought it up in this video. But I think the major thing that kind of tipped me off about it is that YouTube is starting to get, like, too stern and too strict with all their rules and everything, and I honestly think it's really stupid. So I really just want to go further than YouTube, like beyond YouTube. I really want to start posting my videos on other websites. There were a couple other video streaming sites that I found, like Dailymotion, but I wasn't really getting a good vibe on that site. For example, I posted one of my old episodes of Joe Winko Talk on Dailymotion, and it wasn't anything inappropriate. It was just me talking about some My Little Pony story back in 2013. But Dailymotion age restricted it because I didn't have my shirt on in the video. And that alone was enough to piss me off, because there's nothing inappropriate about a guy not wearing a shirt. Seriously. In Africa, they don't wear shirts at all. The Native Americans, back in the colonial days and the Native American days before the settlers came over, they never wore shirts at all. So what's the problem with me not wearing a shirt? In Brazil and in the Amazon, the tribal members living out in the jungles and everything, they don't wear shirts either. So, what's the deal? I'm not showing anything bad, it's just my chest. Really. So that's the reason why I didn't really want to post stuff on Dailymotion. However, I did find one really cool website. It's called bitchute.com. Bitchute. That's a fun word to say for some reason. But I only got a few of my videos posted on there. Mainly just my old episodes of Joe Winko Talk from year 2013. The trailer for Carolina Maniacs, and also the movie Carolina Maniacs itself. I will have the link to it in the pinned comment so you guys can watch it. And I'll have a link to BitChute in the pinned comment as well. And my channel on BitChute, so you guys can sign up for BitChute and subscribe to me there. Like, basically everything that's going to be posted there, it's just going to be the same as Winko567, but you never know. I might be posting some special content stuff that I only will show on BitChute, not on YouTube, because YouTube is starting to get on my nerves, honestly. And look at this! I actually used the clown picture for my profile picture on BitChute. That's me back in Halloween 2018. I remember what I did that day. I did a live stream on YouNow and a live stream on YouTube. I basically just sat back and played The Sims that whole Halloween. I mean, I was too old to go trick-or-treating, and I thought if I would have went trick-or-treating, everyone would have gotten pissed off at me and said, "You're too old, you should go home, I'm not giving you any candy at all, you skank." Yeah, that's how they talk down here in Florida. But that Halloween was honestly the best Halloween ever, and I loved that picture. And I remember one of my friends told me that that picture of me looks really scary because the thing with clowns, when their makeup is like round and doesn't have any sharp edges, that's what makes them look friendly and docile. I think that's the word I'm looking for. But when their makeup is sharp and pointy, like the curls around my mouth and then the sharp things around my eyes, that's what makes clowns look scary. Just a free tip I thought you guys might appreciate. But it was a lot of fun, though. It would have been funner if I knew how to get that clown makeup on my eyelids, but I wasn't too experienced with makeup, honestly. I don't know. Maybe something else I can pursue, I guess. Another thing I wanted to ask everyone, whatever websites do you think I should post my videos on? I know that you can upload stuff on Twitch. I'm not exactly sure, like, how that works, but it won't be hard to figure out at all. And I really just been thinking that I would love to just start my own website and just post all of my videos on there so people can go and watch them. That'd be a lot of fun, honestly. But I'm not exactly sure how to do that. I think that might be really complicated because, in all honesty, I have almost 1,000 videos uploaded onto YouTube, and that's in combination with my gaming videos, the scary stuff I did in The Sims 2, my episodes of Joe Winko Talk, and my adventure videos, the videos of me visiting graves, and the other random stuff I post. I always try to post as much stuff as I can on YouTube, so in case I die, that something is left behind of me, and that every day anyone who didn't know about me until after I was dead can learn new facts about me and learn about the crazy stuff that went on in my autism mind during my time here on Earth. That's the reason why. And another thing I always encourage people to do is to download and save all my videos. I would really appreciate it if people would download and save my videos so I have them all saved and so they don't disappear into oblivion like a lot of other stuff I had posted online. And it pisses me off because people always say that whatever you post online stays up there forever. But that's bullshit, because I remember back when I was a kid, I had one funny series I did with The Sims 2 a long time ago, and when YouTube was running out of money, they deleted my channel because I hadn't been on it in a while, because I had an alternate channel for posting scary Sims 2 stuff, and I took a break from that series, and all my videos on that channel got deleted, and I have no way of getting them back. I actually did a whole episode of Joe Winko Talk about that back in year 2015. I have the link to that in the pinned comments as well. So that's basically it for this episode of Joe Winko Talk. It's quite negative stuff. Not nearly as negative as some of the stuff I had talked about in the past, but it's not really fun stuff to hear. But I just wanted to throw my 2 cents out there and let you all know what I thought of all this stupid shit that's been going on. Really. I really think YouTube should just be like a free place for people to post their stuff and for people to look at it and to share their thoughts, share their creativities, share what goes on in their mind, share what they're passionate about. As long as it's not harming people or putting people in danger or any of that bad stuff, it should be allowed. If I was the ruler of YouTube, those would be my rules. Seriously. But that's basically it. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. That's it. Peace out, people.